Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to carry on with Rosewater. We've recently palled up with Gentleman Jake Ackerman and his friend Danny here. We're going into a scientist's abandoned research lab to try and find out where he might be hiding his riches that are apparently there. I guess we could have a quick chat with these guys before we head in.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Aurum in Clark's research and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see. How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. He even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
I'm sure we'll talk to him about previous adventures later, but let's get to move on now.
Let's push on.
I'll have a quick chat with Danny as well, see what his deal is.
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
Just how old are you anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on. Now there's something you don't see every day.
You can say that again.
Alright, we're going in, I guess.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
What's going on with that crate?
That's a serious-looking lock.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Some dynamite, maybe?
Now that's not a bad idea. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Alright, let's do that. We'll look at everything. I'm wondering particularly about what's going on over here, but let's work around stuff.
Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here. Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery.
What we got here?
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
It's probably going to be useful. What we've got here.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
I once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Do we leave, or do I talk to Gentleman Jake to leave?
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Alright, so the plan is to go to this fort. Oh, hello. Who's this?
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
And just who in the ether are you?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait!
Interesting run. That tinfoil hat he was wearing.
You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question.
Alright, so I think we probably exit to this side then if we're going at another location.
No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
Alright, well... oh, I can still do this. Okay, well, there's the fort, so let's pop over there.
Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Caramba!
Yeah, let's have a proper look at this.
Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat?
Can I wear it? Oh, she can.
This
She
isn't
does.
really my style.
Yeah, she takes it off. Fair enough. That's what we got here. Okay, have a look at the target shooting.
That thing has seen some action. Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
Yes, of course. Who hasn't heard of the great General Marquez?
Me, for one.
Your companion would do well to educate himself. Perhaps General Marquez will see fit to honor you with his presence when he emerges from the belly of the beast.
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa.
So what's this thing?
Vaya.
Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are
Oh,
guards
it's a little
somewhere.
guard box. Alright, well, we can try calling out.
Hey, anybody in there?
What is it?
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not remarked for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, damn blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His 2 cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Anda!
Oh, we could try knocking on the door, I suppose, but it doesn't seem like we'll have much more luck.
No handles. Must only open from the inside.
Let's try talking to Danny
Hey,
and
Danny?
Jake, see if they got any ideas.
Who do you suppose that odd bearded fellow was?
I don't know, but I hope we don't run into him again. He gave me a strange feeling.
How can we get into the fort?
The god seems upset about all the noise. Maybe he'll warm to us if we can figure out some way to take care of it.
We should get a move on.
Good idea, Danny. Okay, so what have we got that might distract these guys?
Hey!
Don't know. But talking to them might give us some idea.
You again? What is it now?
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
We've got these
Well,
bottles.
then maybe he should choose another profession.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Yeah, if we're doing it manually, that seems like a good idea.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Incoming. Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
You missed.
Jesus.
Bottle in the
These
air.
are quick.
If that is the best you can do,
How do I,
bothering.
how
All
do-
right, for real this time.
Ready, set, incoming.
You missed.
Incoming.
Fantastic.
Got one.
Incoming.
Pure
Oh,
luck.
I got 2. How am I
Bottle
doing
in
this?
the air.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
Damn it.
My turn.
Bottle in the
Got
air.
2.
Anda.
Damn.
Here we go.
Anda.
She's already matched my score. Damn it.
Take that!
Incoming!
Anda!
Okay, so she doesn't miss.
Híjole!
She missed one.
I win! Better luck next time, sweetheart.
Should we try again? Damn, that was hard.
Hey!
You again. What is it now?
Offer a bribe.
What do you say I make it worth your while to go practice shooting somewhere else?
You take me for some common bandit? Mira que cabrona. Keep your coins. And don't insult me again.
Alright, well, let's have a
I wasn't
rematch
quite
then.
prepared last time. How about we try shooting again?
If you insist. Remember, whoever hits the most out of 5 bottles wins. Get on with it, mustache wax.
No need for name calling, madam. Ready, set, incoming!
Nice shot.
Here we go!
Ha! You missed.
Bottle in the air!
Ha! You missed.
Here we go!
Fantastic.
Bottle in the air!
I'll get the next one.
Oh,
My turn.
Incoming!
I can hit 2. See, that seems to be my best.
Incoming!
This is hard. Is this
Anda!
gonna
Incoming!
be soft lock the game if I can't get past
Take
this?
that.
Bottle in the air!
Anda!
Here we go!
Híjole! Another victory for me.
God.
Nice try, but
Perhaps I can be...
Alright, let's talk to Jake. Maybe he's got a way of fixing this.
Anda!
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
How about an encore of your juggling ball trick? Beat that lady at shooting, and we can get her to practice elsewhere.
I see. Not a bad plan, but I make it a point never to perform without a crowd. Ask Danny. He's a good shot, but a little practice couldn't hurt him.
You're good with your gun. What's the best way to hit a moving target?
Oh, well, I find concentration is key. Just visualize hitting the target and you won't go wrong.
How about you go easy on me with those bottles? They're awful fast.
Want me to give you the advantage, huh? All right. I'll slow my hand a bit for you. Let's just hope that little firebrand doesn't take notice.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Alright, well, let's try it again with slower targets, and then if I still don't do it, I'll talk to Danny and see if he can shoot instead of us.
You again. What is it now?
Third time's the charm.
I'm beginning to think you enjoy losing.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
Ready, set, incoming!
Nice shot.
Incoming!
You missed.
Incoming!
Damn it.
Bottle in the air!
Nice shot.
Here we go!
Pure luck. My turn.
Here we go!
Didn't see much slower.
Dale.
Bottle in the air!
Take that.
Incoming!
Take that.
Incoming!
Take that.
Incoming!
Caramba.
Yeah, she always hits 4 out of
Another
5.
victory for me.
I hit 3 that time. Alright, let's
Didn't
chat
even
with...
stand a chance.
That didn't help a huge amount. Let's have a chat with Danny and see if he can just
Hey,
shoot
Danny.
for us.
Ma'am?
Shooting's clearly not my specialty. Think you can teach that show-off a lesson?
It'll be my pleasure. Excuse me, ma'am?
What do you want, boy?
I think I'd like to beat you at that bottle shooting.
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, kid. Let's see what you got.
Why don't you go first? Show me how it's done.
My pleasure.
Ready, set, bottle in the air!
Híjole.
Bottle in the air!
Anda.
Incoming!
Dale.
Here we go!
Damn.
Incoming!
God, now she starts missing.
Dale. Let's see you beat that.
Ready, Danny boy?
Yep. Don't worry about the warnings. Just throw.
Damn, kid's good.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a chinito de mierda. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
Good one, Danny.
She's not a very good sport.
Never mind her. That was some fine shooting.
Sure was. You weren't kidding about being good with those pistols.
It was nothing. But thanks.
Alright, this guy might be willing to help us now.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Let's go. So Captain Stokes, that's who we're looking for.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
Is he the guy who flew out the window?
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course.
Oh, okay.
The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo.
So we had the option of
Jake
going to get the
Ackerman.
sheriff instead. I wonder what would happen if we'd done that.
Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians.
Phil.
So you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We're looking for something, and there's a chance we could find some clues there.
Only clues? Perhaps there are other useful items as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
On the subject of missing people, did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The mad doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab. Don't know what he was up to out there, but it weren't natural.
You been stationed at Fort Beaumont long?
Nearly 4 years now. For the most part, it's a fairly quiet post. Of course, Rosewater's nearby and usually good for a diversion.
On that note, I'd be honored to have you at my show, Captain.
Ah, yes. Soon enough, Ackerman.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Listen, Leger, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Engines!
Something's happening.
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain
Getting further and
Stokes
further
led
away
our
from
search
writing up this
patrol.
article.
He let all us supplicants tag along, but it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
Alright, okay. So, what have we got? Let's have a look around, then we'll talk to people.
It's quite ornate. Brightens the place up, I suppose.
It is noble to find beauty in dark moments, but perhaps not so very useful.
Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all there is, starving might be preferable.
Dried corn.
Oh, okay, she's already looked at that.
Must be for storage. Completely empty. Wonder what they use these for.
Head catchers would be my
Head
guess.
catchers.
Hey, so funny.
It was not meant to be.
Empty.
For now.
This basket's full of soap.
And at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh. Except there is no water in here.
Then let's hope we can get out of here soon.
Take some of that.
Smells like lye. A block of soap. Now, if only I had some water.
Okay.
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection.
Alright, let's chat to people. Marquez. Or Phil.
Phil? Hey, chin up, Phil. It's not so bad in here.
Perhaps not. Compared to some places I have been imprisoned, this one is rather habitable.
So, this isn't the first time you've been locked up?
Certainly not. At least these people seem more hospitable to their prisoners than the Spanish.
Got any suggestions for how we might get out of here?
Not just yet. I want to see how things play out.
What do you mean?
Something about this does not feel right. We know very little of our captors. I cannot devise anything until that changes.
Did you see what became of Captain Stokes?
Yes, though I wish I had not. Pinche cobarde.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
He turned and ran. Took his men and abandoned us. To think I held him as a man of honor. Bastardo! Whoa!
Easy there, Phil.
Forgive me, but I cannot abide a deserter.
It takes a low sort to abandon someone who's counting on you. I'll just be over here.
Pick up the shards, maybe? Be useful for cutting.
This ceramic shard's got a very sharp
There we go.
edge.
Okay. Right, talk to Danny, who's pacing around the place.
Hey, Danny?
What is it?
Relax, Danny. It'll be okay.
You think so?
Sure. If these folks meant us any harm, they wouldn't have bothered capturing us.
I didn't think of it that way. I sure hope you're right.
Got any thoughts on how we might get out of here?
They took my guns, so... not really. You should ask Jake. He's the one with all the clever tricks.
You and Jake must have gotten into scrapes like this before, right?
Well, I have, yes. Although it was before I met Jake. But is this really the time for stories?
Fair enough. Perhaps another time. Were you able to see how Captain Stokes fared?
I lost sight of him when I got knocked off my horse. Can't believe he just left us. Why would he do that?
You low-down yellow belly.
Hey, Jake?
Miss Leger?
Making yourself comfortable?
Not really. His bench is hard as a rock. Could do with some back support, too. But it's as good a place as any to think of a way out of here.
Did you manage to see what became of Captain Stokes?
No, I was a mite preoccupied. Just as well. If I'd known he was running off, I'd have shown him a thing or two.
Surely a fellow of daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How'd you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different. Easiest way's usually bribing a guard, but sometimes you gotta get creative. Well, there's one time But no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
'Cause I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood.
Or
Then something
soap.
sharp to shape it with. And finally, some shiny material.
Okay.
Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things, we might be in business.
I think we have all those things.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
Right, let's do this. So, first of all, have some soap.
Is this pliable enough for you?
This'll do nicely.
Have a sharp edge.
This sharp enough for you?
It'll do, it'll do.
Will this work for what you need?
Shiny and metallic. Perfect. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. You got everything.
Sure did. Now, will you tell me about this plan of yours?
I'm bluffing our way out of here. Give me a few minutes and you'll see what I mean.
Is he making a bait gun, maybe?
Voila!
You carved a gun out of soap and wrapped it in tinfoil?
That's right.
It's certainly creative, I'll give you that.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. Anyhow, soon as somebody comes in, I'll draw this and catch them off guard. You knock them out in the confusion, then we make our escape.
And you have confidence this will work?
These folk don't know firearms, they can't tell the difference.
But, what if...
Hello in there? I'm coming inside.
Well, ain't this fortuitous?
Greetings. I'm Nadine. I've come to...
Hands up!
Is that a fake gun?
Yes?
Don't mind my friend here. Nadine, was it?
Yes.
Seems friendly.
Nadine Redbird.
Harley Leger. So just what is it you want from us?
The chief sent me to make sure none of you were hurt. She also wants to speak with whoever's in charge of your group.
That would be me.
All due respect, sir, but after that little trick you just pulled, you're out of the running.
I'll go then.
All right, come with me. I bring you Miss Harley Leger, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Enter and be welcome. You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Autumn Nation. duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Leger, why are you here?
Captain Stokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious. You do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you, then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions
Apparently,
and I
we still haven't
are
written an article.
researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe you could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't paint a very pretty picture.
Unsurprising. Do you share his opinion?
Well, you haven't killed me yet, so I'd like to take that as a good sign.
The Artham mean you no harm, Miss Leger. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people. Just last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
Were there any casualties among your people?
No deaths, although a number were burned or wounded in the fight. As for Mulberry, we captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison, and now he is recruiting civilians to come after us. I fear this will not end until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
We need to show Stokes that it's in his best interest to leave you in peace.
I agree, and I believe I know a way to do that, which will benefit us both.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night, when few others are willing to travel, and always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions. The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have. If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense, you would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armaments.
You're proposing we raid a military supply wagon? That sounds awfully risky.
Our peaceableness has bought us no safety. In doing nothing, we risk extermination at the hands of these men.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you, Chief Lutzi.
May the Earthmaker guide you.
So we've only just arrived on the train from Rosewater to become a journalist, and now we're raiding
Everyone
army
in good
supply
shape?
wagons.
Mr. Luo has some minor bruising, but
That
your
escalated
friends are
quickly.
otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to discuss.
I take it your meeting with the chief went well?
Very well. In fact, we came up with a plan for how we can help these people and get what we're after. I hope you boys are ready for a little excitement.
Always.
Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about
Yeah,
robbing
quite.
folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
It may be stealing, but we're doing it to help the Otham. I can live with that.
Sometimes one must perform distasteful acts in service of a righteous cause.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief. We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Otham.
Now the old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded, eh? We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
I like the roadblock plan. Yeah.
Let's go with Nadine's suggestion.
I do think it's best if none of us are seen committing this act of banditry.
Agreed. This is a stealth job. Nadine and I will search the wagon. You boys hang back and take whatever we unload. Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
What in tarnation? What's all this crap in the road? Oh, they don't pay me enough for this. Buford, get up here and help me.
We should hurry. I don't think we'll have long.
Okay, this potentially looks like dynamite.
Looks like it's full of apples.
It's apples. Okay, what about this?
No indication of
All right, open it up.
just a bunch of uniforms.
Ugh. Okay. What about in the chest?
Not while that crate's sitting. Help me with this, would you, Nadine? Jackpot. Here's some dynamite. And a good cache of firearms. These should serve the Otham well. There's also a letter.
What does it say?
It's a manifest. Hang on. Here's the combination for that safe.
Whatever you do, be quick. We haven't much time left.
All right. Oh, maybe she can just open the safe now.
I'll be damned.
What is it?
Bars of Aurum. Lots of them.
Odd. Why deliver these to the fort?
Good question. Too bad they're marked. We could have had a nice payday, but at least there's a bit of loose cash in here. Let's roll this out to the boys. Hey, did you see these crates over here?
What about them?
They're all marked Rosewater.
Isn't this delivery coming from Rosewater?
Yeah, that's very odd.
We should go. The guards won't be distracted forever.
Right. Let's get out of here.
You have come back to us. Did you obtain what you needed?
Yes, with this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
Chief Lutzi, I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border to keep informed of current events. To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
I appreciate it, General, but I believe we will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
We found something else. A safe filled with Aurum bars.
And you did not take any?
They were all marked. Traceable. We'd have no use for them.
Caramba. It is always something, isn't it?
The last thing we need is the Royals on us for stealing their Aurum.
The Royal Police? Nah, out here they'd send in the army. Or God forbid, the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send Orem to the fort?
An intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not. But I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out more about these shipments.
Chasing more wagons full of Orem?
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us at the lab when you're done.
Will do.
I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with us, Miss Leger?
Wouldn't miss it.
And missing all the fireworks when you finally set them off? I think not. And can it with the Miss Leger bunk? It's Harley.
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
In theory.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Otham are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Is that Jake's hat with the arrow through it?
Thanks for showing us back, partner. We can take it from here. Well, would you look at that? Didn't think I'd be seeing old Jesse again. I'm keeping this arrowhead as a good luck charm. And who knows, maybe some collector out there would be interested in acquiring the arrowhead that nearly wiped out Gentleman Jake.
Híjole. Is he always like this?
Yes. So what we got here? Okay, so we got some stuff to explore and then move on. But I think we'll leave it there for now. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode of Rosewater. Hope you're still enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing it. It's an interesting story. It's going to places where I wasn't expecting it to go, but I'm enjoying it. And hopefully you are too. And if you are enjoying it, if you could hit that like button, that's always very much appreciated. As are any comments you wish to make as well. There was some interesting discussion on the first episode, particularly about tarantulas living out in sort of the old West, Texas, New Mexico kind of ways. Which I wasn't aware of. Probably means I'll never visit those places. Mainly for that reason. But yeah, no, it'd be great if you could let me know your thoughts anyway. And if you're watching this and still not subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that'd be amazing. So thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.